Right everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we've gone on a bit of a field trip. We're at the Coate Water Railway in Swindon. You can see it behind me. We've got their double tunnel, which is really nice, and just came for a day out. A friend of mine, Robert Denton, invited me down to bring the 5-inch gauge locos out for the day. This is mainly a passenger carrying railway, but with 5-inch gauge also. So we're just gonna have some fun. I'll show you around and see if you enjoy it. So down here is the bay where you get the locos ready. Got a big turntable in the middle. And you've got this sort of line that goes down and round, by the looks of it, round towards the station area. It's a pretty well established setup by the looks of it. The station's over there. And coming through the level crossing to get in here. And then across here as well to get in here. It's all quite a nice setup. I'm quite impressed. Got the 20 here as well. And my little Met wagon that I've just finished from my riding truck. Hopefully have a little go around the track in a bit. Yeah, this is Rob who's invited me down. These 4 locos are all his. So it's both Westerns, the Warship and the 50. Currently having a naughty trouser moment. This is the colour mine's going to be going, with black buffer beams. So let's go and jump on board a train and we'll take you for a lap around the site. So this is the main area of the railway as you come in. You've got the signal box controlling it. You've got their club room on the left with some workshops inside. And as we pan round to the station area, you'll see where passengers get on and then where the trains go off on their mile-long journey around the circuit. So let's go for a little tour of the Coate Water Railway then. You can see at the top of the shot, we had a green signal with a #1 feather to indicate that we're going across to the left. So as we come out of the station area, we go round to the right and we enter this junction. Now if you go to the right here, that takes you to the loco steaming bay and where the carriages are kept, and you can basically do a loop back round to the station. So we've just come across to the left. If we'd gone straight on, which is the track that you can see on the right of you now, that goes round in a sort of spiral, so it drops down and then spirals back up across a bridge, and then it goes again back round and ends up where the station area is. But for the full circuit, you carry on, you go across the left and carry on where we are now, go around to the right hand side. We've got a signal here before the tunnel, which you need to watch out for. So you can carry on straight here, but currently the track is out of use. That basically gives you a short circuit. But for today, all of the trains were going around to the left and through the tunnel. And then that comes out on a nice long straight area. So you join us back behind the Western and the Warship, just as we're curving round to the left here. We're actually going past Richard Jeffries Halt, which is the only intermediate station on the railway. So we curve round to the left through the sort of S-bend, and you'll see the other train coming the other direction that is now just approaching the station. So we will basically go round to the left, then sweep back towards the right, and we will end up back where that train was that you just saw. So you just drop down here, there's another signal to be wary of, and then we'll start curving to the right and go through the second tunnel on the line. out the tunnel then, and the track curves back round on itself, and once again we approach Richard Jefferies Hall, which, as I said earlier, is the intermediate station on the line. I was told it gained that name because someone of the same name lived behind where the station is located. So you've got a set of points there where you can bypass the platform, but we're going into the platform today, as we did for the rest of the day. And there is a red signal at the end of the platform also, which is the reason we're slowing down and stopping here. But it's a nice place to stop and get a photo of your engines. Here is Robert then with his Western and his warship top and tail. Awesome little locos. So that's the initial loop basically complete. You then head back through the tunnel towards the station area where you can choose to turn off and go through the inner loop. So once again we exit the tunnel. We've got a distance signal in front of us for a stop signal which is very close, just around this curve. That stop signal protects the junction that's just coming up. Now if you just get a main aspect on that, you're going straight ahead back into the station and that's your loop complete. But we have got the number 4 feather, which is putting us across the scissor, and we are then going to enter the inner loop. So we'll cross over here, go around just towards the right, and we basically run down parallel to the engine sheds and the steaming bays. We go over a flat crossing where you need to keep an eye out towards the right for any trains coming towards you, just in case. And then we basically head down around the curve and onto the inner loop. So I've just cut ahead slightly to where the track branches back off again from the initial junction by the station. You can see we come round on a right hand curve, we go under this awesome looking bridge structure where the track continues to the right and then starts to curve back on itself to the left as it rises up, and that is where it will take us back across the bridge and towards the station. So here is that bridge. We're now at the top of the summit, just crossing over it. I have to say it's an awesome bit of kit, and it's really nice to see something like this in 5-inch scale. On the right hand side of us now is where the loco steaming bays are that we started off at. So we're now curving around to the left and then the right again, and we're on approach to the station. So you can just see we're crossing over the flat crossing again, so you just want to make sure that nothing is coming the other way. I know it's fully signalled, but you never know. So just coming around this curve, you've got a signal gantry ahead of you, and we want straight on, so we should just have a main aspect. We come forward towards the signal box, past the scissor crossing, and hopefully our next signal should be a number 4 indicator, because the 5-inch gauge locos generally go into platform 3, because then we can back them into these sidings on our right hand side when we're not using them. The passenger trains generally seem to go into platform 1 and 2, but if you're unsure, you do generally have a radio with you as you're going round, so you just call the signal box and double check, make sure where you're going, and get them to signal you into the correct platform. So there we are, back in the main station area now, and that was a tour of the Coate Water Railway. So as you can see, I got the 20 transfers finished, other than the orange camp stripe. Did these last night at about 11 o'clock at night, and they came out very well. So we've got all of this side done, including the London Transport logo on the front and the warning flashes ready for the orange cant line. This transfer on the side, I've had to basically slit down here so that it will allow it to go into the recess, and then I've matched up some paint and just painted in the gaps, and then once lacquered it looks fine. So that does the job for that. The driving truck, you can see, that is actually my flat wagon that I used to have. What we've done is, as you would have seen from the videos, we've basically made some plank sides out of plywood, and at Brent's house he's got a nice milling machine, so we got a cutter and cut the planks into it, so it's now a 5 plank wagon. And then once at home I have sanded it all down, sanded inside the grooves to take any sort of burrs off, things like that, and painted it in grey house paint, or furniture paint, sorry. Then over the top of that, I've gone over in grey primer from Halfords, just to give it the coat the shade that I want. And I have, with masking tape, masked off all the lettering and the lines for where the ironwork should be, and I've painted them all by hand. It's come out really nice, really pleased with it. And I've stolen the seat box out of the riding truck, the Toad that we were messing about with, me and Anthony, as well as some pieces of angle on the sides just to give it the effect. But it's come out really nice. It's now at a nice height where you can sit on it and it's comfortable, and it's really going to do me well over this year. Obviously in the future I might get something different, but for now it obviously fits the theme. We've got London Transport and Metropolitan Railway together, and I might do the same process with the little mineral wagon chassis I got off Anthony. I'll probably do that as a 3 plank wagon, however, because there is actually an example of that I've seen pictures of. So that'll be a nice little thing to have. Noisy. Handily, Brent's got this nice bandsaw. We just clamped a piece of metal across at the right length, or width, sorry. And now we've got these nice strips to use for the side. It was then just a case of running the wood through the milling machine and attaching it to the sides. So after giving it all a good sand to bring the finish up to standard, we've attached the sides. I've put the ends on with PVA glue and wood screws, gone over the whole thing in grey furniture paint to help the paint stick. Then to get the shade I want, use grey primer over the top of that, which I'll eventually seal with a coat of satin lacquer. I've then obviously had to paint the corner pieces, again grey primer, and then just gloss black over the top of those. Attach those on with some screws, and then finally the horrible task of all that taping off so that I can hand paint the metal lettering and the metalwork. And last but not least, obviously Milo had to test it out. So I'm just having a walk around the railway to get some nice shots of the trains running around. This is basically the big out and back loop, this section, and then you go over towards the station, then it dips off in a different direction and comes around a sort of spiral and back over a bridge and back into the station again. And I'm going to go show you that bridge now because I think it's absolutely awesome. Gotta say, I'm massively impressed with the 20 on this journey. It's done, what, 4 or 5 miles maybe, and it's been completely faultless throughout them all. The riding truck was also great, really comfy, other than obviously no seat padding, but I'll sort that shortly. And yeah, a couple little things to finish off on the 20, and I think we'll call that done, and we'll move on to the next project. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that. I had a really good day. Hopefully everyone else did too. And I must say a massive thank you to Coate Water Railway in Swindon for having me down for the day. Thank you to Robert Denton for inviting me also and bringing his locos, let me have a play with them. And I just hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, it's been a while. It's been, what, over 2 months now? I must admit I've been slacking a bit, just enjoying myself really. And I've been stuck into this lot behind me and haven't really filmed much, to be honest. So I probably will just do a collective update on what's been going on, what's changed. There has been progress, well, quite a lot of it actually, and even on the other side as well. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.